check my edges real quick.
Baby, it's different with family. When you have friends, because they check you. They be like, ooh, you think. But I like that though. That's cute. You cute. All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, we're back with Womanology, Ria's Notebook Edition. And I am Ria. And this is...
I am Candace. So happy to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. As always, my cousin. I adore her. So, let's just get to it. What's your emoji for today? I like your cherry
thank you.
Sweatshirt. That's
I'm
cute.
with cherries all of a sudden. I would zoom in on the earrings, but I think my emoji for today is probably the meh emoji, because today is Thursday, but it's really giving Friday.
Oh yeah,
it's giving weekend right now, and so
for sure,
yeah.
So you a meh? I think right now I'm just kind of like, I guess chill. I don't know really what I should say. Like chill, because I'm not like meh. Like I kind of want to slow down this week though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of want to like slow it down, and I kind of just want to be like,
no.
Yeah, just give me a couple of more days. Because Monday is when things start back over again. So, we are on Christmas break. Holiday break. It's been good. We've been chilling.
That's right. You are on break. I'm actually working.
That's what I said. I'm on break. So, here's the other thing, though, right? My district, like the whole district, shuts down for 2 weeks for the Christmas break. So, everybody, I know, right? It is nice. When I started working there, I was like, wow, this is amazing. The whole district does it, not just certain people, but the entire district shuts down for 2 weeks. Yes, that's the best. Jeez. So, yeah.
It sounds like I need to get an education. I'm just saying.
You need to get over that somehow. But yeah, so that's what we are. My emoji is. So I'm ready for the week to slow down, and you ready for it to speed on up.
Yes.
So you can get to Saturday and Sunday.
Listen, yes, and because it may be a snow day Monday.
Oh, if it's a snow day on Monday, man. Whew.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Call that spirit. You gonna pray that up.
Listen,
you about to be praying all night. Okay, on Sunday for that.
We about to be out, y'all.
That would be cool. So, yeah. So today on Womanology, we're gonna talk about that one subject that a lot of people have thrown out there, but afraid to really discuss, is celibacy.
Yes.
So, first of all, can you explain celibacy in itself? Like, what is celibacy?
And that's a good question, because there's so many definitions for the word within itself, right? So one of the definitions talks about like priests and nuns, how they're like, there's no intent to get married. They're not engaged in sex, basically. That's one definition. The other definition speaks to the reality that I'm abstaining and I desire marriage. So marriage is not off the table. People try to go back and forth about like what it actually means, when again it has multiple definitions. So being clear about that. And I practice celibacy from the standpoint of, I'm not having sex right now, and I plan to wait until I get married to have sex. I'm not a virgin. I have a son. He's 18.
They be friends. My son and her son, they friends. They hang out.
Listen,
literally.
Arky friends.
Child, help us. The blind leading the blind.
Listen, but yes, that's my definition.
Okay, so what's the difference between so you gave me your definition of celibacy. So what's the difference when people say they're just abstaining?
Yeah, so really people stop having sex for many reasons. It doesn't necessarily have to be like something that's religious. And so when somebody's saying they're abstaining for something, they basically saying like, I'm not having sex. Whatever period of time, it's kind of like whatever time frame you want to put on it. But for someone who's like me, I made a decision because I wanted to recommit my body back to God, basically. And so I'm abstaining until marriage. But people fast from sex for all types of reasons. I mean, because it's good for your body in general, but also there are other like benefits to it.
Okay, so what are the benefits in fasting from sex? So wait. Let me rephrase that. Okay. So, because it is benefits from fasting from sex if you're not in a committed relationship, because if you're not in a committed relationship, y'all not married, it's really good benefits because it doesn't clog your thinking. You're able to, of course, think clearly. You're able to make good decisions.
Absolutely.
On the person that you or people that you were dating. You're able to just decipher through. It's easier. You can sift through easier if you're not having sex with a person. However, if you're in a relationship though, and you all are not married, how does that? Speak on that.
So if you ever think about a time, and I know I've said this before, I know many people have said this before, like look back at an old relationship you was in and was like, dang, what was I thinking? Baby, it was the D clouding the judgment.
When I tell you people be dick much,
it was the D.
Dick
literally.
Because what happens is like y'all get into like everything be fine, right? Y'all chilling, everything's cool, something happens, and then it goes all the way downhill. And then how do y'all make up?
Facts.
And then how y'all make up? No issue is solved.
None. What's it's swept up under that rug.
Exactly.
And it literally will make you forget even why you were mad.
It doesn't make you forget why you mad. It make you forget why you even like him. It make you forget like he probably called your mama a stupid hoe and you like, ooh, maybe she was.
Baby,
at one time.
that thing can have you co-signing for cars.
Girl, apartments. Taking my car at 9:00 and leaving me at work until 6:30.
Okay, Jody dropped me off last night.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for real. It does. Baby boy to the fullest.
Oh, my gosh.
So, okay.
That's a textbook example.
That's a textbook example for real. That is definitely. Because it is, though. Because if you get into. Because when relationships are volatile, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have that type of relationship with your partner and y'all are not married, of course, sometimes children are involved. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And y'all not married. And then it's an up and down thing. You don't have a for real commitment. You all are not like, necessarily committed to each other. Yeah. So therefore, it's like, we did it, but it's not like a marriage commitment to where if something works out, y'all know y'all going to try to work it out, right? Y'all know y'all going to try to figure out whatever. Silent treatment or whatever. Y'all going to try to work this out. But if it's just a relationship, it's not held to the same standard.
It is not. And even when you're talking about like being in that cycle of just this toxic place, you literally can be stuck there and feel like, I really don't know why I'm still here, but I know I love this person. No, you really lust that person and you're so emotionally and sexually attached to them. It is literally hard for you to disconnect. That's why people leave.
Is that like the soul tie to that?
Yes.
So here's the thing. No, let me for real though.
It can happen to me too.
It can though. It can though. So here's my thing about soul ties, because I was listening to a lot of things. Again, y'all have heard me several times, Womanology peoples. Y'all know I read a lot of stuff. Y'all know I listen to a lot of stuff. Y'all heard me say it a lot of times. So I hear a lot of times about soul ties being real, but then I hear about a lot of times that soul ties are not real. Like it's just like a made up thing. Like, it's not it's not the actual meaning. It's not in the Bible, So how do you say it's a soul tie if it's not, mentioned in the Bible?
Yeah.
So
listen, this is how I think of it. When the Bible talks about two people becoming one, because that is biblical, that's two people coming together. So imagine my hands are fused together,
right?
And I'm trying to like separate from this individual as I'm trying to pull it apart, because we're one. Literally the residue of me is going to be on him and the residue of him is going to be on me.
So it's hard to break.
Yes.
So that's where you mean it's tied in the spiritual realm.
Yes.
And all ties in the spiritual realm are not good.
1000%. That's why it talks about being evenly yoked, however you want to, whatever language you want to put on that, because some people don't use that language, being equally yoked. But birds of a feather flock together.
True. You
become like the people that you're around. All of that really speaks to the same thing, that it matters. It's going to impact you if you sleeping with this person or if you friends with this person. Whatever the relationship dynamic is, it's going to impact you, period.
Yeah.
Emotionally, social, in every dimension of life.
It does. And then, like, I feel like sometimes, so, and this is just for the women, so, like, sometimes you can get away with a lot of stuff if you able to, you know, I'm just being honest with dudes. And I'm sorry. I'm not, this is not a feminist podcast. I just wanted to let y'all know I'm not that. So, you know you can get away with it once you throw that thing back. You know you got it in your pocket. So, that's another thing. Like, so it works both ways.
It does. It does. I definitely agree with you. And that's why women or whoever that person is, sometimes we weaponize it. We weaponize it for manipulation and control, to get whatever it is that we want. Sometimes it's to dangle that carrot to get whatever it is that we think we want out of this man or out of this woman. You know, we all play too many games, y'all. Like,
so here's the other thing, though. Let's just keep it a buck. So you can still do that same thing in a marriage, though.
Absolutely. You absolutely can. That's true. That wouldn't be a healthy marriage, but people do it.
It wouldn't be a healthy marriage, but don't. I mean, let's for real. Let's just like, because you know married couples and you know, like, it's sometimes it's just like, shit, I'm tired of talking about this. Let's just fucking be over. Like, y'all know, like, for real.
Well, I haven't.
Yeah, just like, I'm tired of talking about this.
Well, I've yet to be married, so I can't speak on that part of it. But I mean, any relationship dynamic, absolutely.
Yeah. Has that manipulation that comes with sex.
Yes.
So, what more about your celibacy journey have you learned about yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Teach the people. Convince me, cousin.
I've learned a lot. So I've been celibate for 8 years, and that you should insert that. You should. I'm so weak. Yes, it has been 8 years. Don't get me wrong. Yes, that is a very long time, but what I've learned about myself over these 8 years has really made me settle in the reality of, like, dang, this has been a good 8 years. I see why it took me 8 years. I'm someone who loves very hard.
Yeah.
I literally put my all into who I was dating at the time, to the point where, like, I idolized their relationship. I put that person before everything. Like,
let's put a pin in that, because that's true. Because I'm the same way. I'm very like, if you my man, I'm my man.
You my man, my man.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yes. And that did something to me, right? So when you begin to put people over even yourself, over your well-being, over my own emotions, I was living in this place where I wasn't satisfied, but I was cool because this person was happy,
right? Type
of thing. And so the reality was, I had to take a step back and fully understand that about myself. Because the truth was, I didn't know myself going from these relationships. And I ain't talking about, like, you know, sleeping around. I'm talking about full-blown relationships with people. And so I began to learn that, dang, I don't love myself in this area, or I don't like this about myself, or I'm a yes man, or what. All of these things started to come out that I never would have saw if I wasn't in this situation. And so literally it was kind of like an unmasking. Sex was removed off the table, and I got to see the ugly me.
That's you.
Yeah. I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah.
The raw person that was broken, that was like, just not.
So, okay. So I understand that you got a chance to see the true self that needed to be healed, right? Throughout all of everything. So also in sex, right? So like when you talk about sex and relationships, sometimes, and I can speak for this, is that sometimes you feel like it's your duty to have sex with my man, because if you don't do it, then he's going to get it from someplace else, or it's not necessarily what the dynamic of the relationship you all started off as. So like what I mean by that is like excuse me, guys. So, y'all cool, y'all chilling. You already know sex is on the table in the beginning of the relationship. But then for you to halt and stop in the middle of the relationship, that means that the rules change. You change the rules on them. So it's not like you can, just kind of stop it.
That's valid.
Put a celibacy, ticket on it or tag on it when y'all already was kind of, this was already what we started coming in doing.
Yes, I agree 100%. And that speaks to the reality of that, like, dang, I just realized we're not even equally yoked. We're not on the same page, or my journey shifted mid-relationship.
Ooh.
And if that person is not okay with that, you introduce them to something completely different.
That's true.
So you have to be okay and honest and upfront with the reality of we don't want the same things anymore.
Yeah, especially if he is not willing to shift with you.
Yes. And I get it.
I get it. Up the playbook. So he needs to be ready to shift with you, or you just on the team by yourself.
Yeah. That I get that. And sometimes that person is not okay. They don't want to shift with you. They want the person that they met from the beginning. And I had to walk away from a relationship because of that. And that was the hardest thing that I had to do. And I had to realize it wasn't him that changed. It was literally me.
Yeah, I moved the goalpost.
Yeah.
There's a stranger in the house.
Sometimes that stranger in the house be needing to, like, say themselves.
Yes. Yes. And I had to walk away for me. Yeah. And I had to walk away because it was the right thing to do for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Did you feel like it was a marriage? The relationship itself was or could have?
Absolutely not.
Led to marriage?
So I went into the relationship. We went into this relationship YOLO, living our best life, and we fell in lust. Right? Like, dang.
So tell me why you keep saying lust, because it can't be love and then sexual attachment to it, because it's different stages of love.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. This was definitely lust.
Okay.
This was for sure lust. We grew in lust. I will say that. I liked him as a friend as well. So yeah, we had a nice little relationship. We can hang out, chop it up, and then have sex.
So it was just a lust relationship that started into an exclusive relationship?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't no liking either. It was just like y'all was just friends with fucking friends, and then y'all just kind of decided to be for real friends.
Yeah.
Homie lover friend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so y'all was cool. Listen.
Yes.
You want a brief commercial? Y'all know somebody who was hard to get rid of? No, seriously. Have you? Don't even listen to him.
Girlfriends, I heard it was easily get rid of.
Don't even listen to him. But the music that he has written.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
Like, oh, this was my joint.
I didn't consider that.
Like,
and then you read the
so forth, but I only got 5 to 6.
And then you read the bottom, and it's like written by
you gotta stop reading the bottom.
Girl, like for real. No, that's somebody he hard to get rid of.
Look, homie love friend.
Yeah.
Yes. And we grew into this relationship dynamic that really wasn't supposed to be a relationship.
It was just supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
Y'all just supposed to be like fucking
girl, friends. And it went almost 5 years. I'm like, okay, what am I doing here?
So that's the thing that dick can do, right? It can give you
exclusive for 5 years too?
4.5. 4.5. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I got two things. Because wait a minute.
I'm asking myself the same questions.
No, I'm not even questioning your behavior, because this womanology, and we gonna keep it above these women for real. This ain't no, we don't bash women. We not.
I'm Doja. This sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I didn't say that shit. Shout out to, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
Gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
A feminist podcast. So, you don't think he was cheating without them years?
But we was having sex this whole time.
Yeah, y'all was, but that don't mean you don't think he was fucking somebody else?
I mean, not to my knowledge.
He could have been, and you would never know. Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
That standstill, right? You know, because you said the 5 years, and y'all was just doing it.
We were exclusive, but yes, it wasn't. It wasn't. Marriage wasn't on the table.
Okay.
I knew that he wasn't my person.
Did you ever bring it up?
We've talked about marriage, but again, I knew he wasn't my person, and I say that because he wasn't a believer.
Okay,
it wasn't that he did.
Okay,
yeah. So for me, that is a big thing.
For sure.
But mind you, I done slept with this person.
Yeah.
And we like this.
Yeah.
So for me, I was at a point where I was like, oh God,
can you just make him? Can you just make him believe in you a little bit?
Just like, he wasn't husband.
That's how. Like, how do you? Okay, so
what is husband?
He wasn't. Well, one.
I mean, at least for you.
Yes, spiritually being able to lead.
Yeah, for you, because you know everybody got different.
It's definitely number one, because that's ingrained in me, and I knew that about him from day one. But because my mindset going in was like YOLO, da 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 da, I wasn't even really. I was kind of in and out of church, so it wasn't a real commitment. But during my relationship with him, I was so convicted and started to grow in my commitment with God, and I'm like,
you had to cut him out.
Man, I can't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my other thing. So that 5 years, do you feel like you was at a standstill because your relationship wasn't growing? So like, you know, when you have, so going back to being digmatized, right? So when you have somebody who you are exclusively having sex with, and y'all are not moving towards anything, you know, nobody's moving towards anything, then it does put you at a standstill.
Yes. When you put it like that, absolutely. So the last 2 years, I knew I wasn't supposed to be in a relationship, but I could not let go.
That bond, like when I say that it is hard to let go,
baby,
over somebody that you have been consistently, because here's the thing though, right? Because you all are not just like having sex, y'all are like doing pillow talk. Like you are exposed by this person. And when I mean exposed, I'm just speaking from. Go ahead.
So, was he a good person overall?
Yes, absolutely.
That makes it worse.
That makes it worse to like, because it's not what you want.
It's like firing somebody that's doing their job correctly. Like it's a general person.
But the company is moving towards something else.
Right, but it's hard. But the company is going. But it's hard. It's like, man, they not doing nothing wrong.
The best relationship I was in, he treated me very well. Treated me the best I've ever been treated. And he wasn't it, and I knew it. And I stayed an additional 2 years. And for me, I knew.
So in those 2 years, what did you do? Did you pray? Did you beg?
Baby, I was ignoring God. I'm gonna keep it 100. I was ignoring God. That's why I talk about like that idol worship of this other person of like, God, I can't leave this relationship. So if I can't have this and have you, then I don't know about us. Yeah, that's literally where I was. But I remember the dude saying to me, we were having sex, and he was like, I mean, I feel like I was raping you. Did you not want to have sex? And it was literally because I was feeling so convicted while we were doing it. Like I couldn't even.
You couldn't participate.
I'm like,
that
dang.
Would make me sad.
I cried. I literally cried.
That would make me sad.
I'm telling, man, he got a complex now.
I couldn't even tell him the truth. I mean, obviously it wasn't him.
Oh, he knows.
It wasn't. It was really me.
He knows.
That's all. Do you still talk to him?
No.
So y'all don't check it.
So for me. Well, let me tell you how that happened. Oh, well, you did ask me a question. So, okay, I lied, but it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional.
I believe you.
So the last 3 months before we broke up, mind you, I'm feeling disgusting at this point.
By the act or
by the situation. Me.
Okay.
Knowing I need to let this go, and I'm holding on to it. And I grew up in a church. But I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't know God for myself. But you see, I saw God work for my mom and do all these amazing things. And I'm just like, okay, God, if you're real, I need you to create an exit door, and I need you to give me the strength to use it. Because again, I'm addicted. I'm literally addicted to this person.
It becomes addicting.
Yes.
I don't think people realize that you can get addicted to a person or attached. Let's just say attached. You can get so insecurely. I don't want to say secure attached because we can get secure attached, but you can get so insecure or disorganized or whatever the words are. You all know what I'm trying to say. You can get so insecure attached to a person that's not meant for you.
And know he not meant for you.
But you attached to them. So you like, you know deep inside that he's not meant for you. Like, you know deep inside, like, this is not, you know, like your person. This is not the person that God has for you. Like, this is not it. But you can't shake
Baby, could not shake it. So I hear God with that prayer. If you real, create an exit door. Give me the strength to use it. You see my situation. Baby, the exit door.
Please tell me, because I just want to know.
3 months later, I found out by happenstance that he got somebody else pregnant.
I told you this nigga was cheating.
He got somebody else pregnant. I wasn't even mad. I instantly knew that was God. That was my exit door.
I told you. That's what I'm saying. So here's the other thing, right? And I'm not trying to stop your celibacy. You know that's not. I don't think I could now at this point. To be honest,
I'm too deep.
I'm too deep. You did.
You've been engaged.
I'm too deep. Leave it alone.
You sold a lot of bricks. I can't get you out the game.
I don't think I can. But what I'm saying is that when I said, okay, so 2 things. Because I heard a minister say, you want to go?
No, this whole I might have to get my mic.
You want to go? You want to go? Go ahead and go.
Was this during all this, or y'all had a kid beforehand, or was this during the relationship getting somebody else pregnant?
Oh, we both had a kid beforehand, but during the relationship,
he got someone pregnant during y'all kicking it.
4.5 years in, I found out that somebody else was pregnant.
He found out he had a kid that he didn't know from before, and it was like, oh, he got to handle this. Let me exit because it was like, okay, well, you need to handle that.
She present day pregnant. It's new. It's a new egg. Snap. It's a new egg.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That like dudes, and this is. How can I say this?
I'll pull my mic in.
Listen, Womanology, you know we welcome the men. We just had the men on the episode. We gonna have more men on the episode because it's for y'all. You know, we need the men to teach us some things, and vice versa. So here's the thing. Sometimes guys, and some guys, I want to be clear, can keep you at a standstill because they know they kind of doing whatever in the darkness.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, did you feel like you was at a standstill with no commit? Well, you said it was a commitment.
Well, because it was a mutual agreement. But when I decided, like, dang, when I realized, like, dang, I actually want more from this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to get more, I decided to stay. Because at this point, we years in.
Yeah.
But again, like those last 2 years, I'm just like.
So y'all weren't in a committed relationship?
We were, but it wasn't committed like, oh, we're working towards marriage. You know, some people don't want to get married.
I don't know if I'm the same, but like, so did he technically cheat on you or not? Is my question.
Yeah.
Technically, he cheated.
Was it just open where it was just like...
sometimes you're right. Sometimes it can just be open and you do you and not
that's
do
what I was
me.
trying to figure out. Okay.
Yeah. It was definitely an agreement.
Like, that's
there.
my lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I was his lady. Yes. Found out about the baby, and I wasn't even upset because I knew that was a direct response.
Was your out.
So hold on, man. The guy had to give him a baby though. That's kind of messed up, man. Shout out to you guys.
I mean, but he
listen. When I say God be like getting you together,
he got him.
You didn't tell me that brother's name after that's gonna be
Listen,
like Sierra's prayer.
Right.
All the brothers gonna be using.
Don't hurt me like that.
Yeah. We gonna say Brian's prayer. Like,
don't hurt me.
Please
don't hurt me like that.
But God had to show me. God had to show me that he was real.
No, facts.
If she want to leave us, let her go.
Facts, nigga.
Don't let it have no
like facts. Like for real. Like for real.
Don't let it have no baby for her to go.
For real.
Just let her go.
Just
be like Pharaoh. Just let them go. Just let them go.
For real. Like no. Like facts. Like nah.
But God, I wasn't gonna leave. I wasn't gonna leave though.
You ain't got to be that harsh.
Let's tell her. Let's leave her key on the desk.
Oh my God.
I'll get it. I ain't gonna stalk her. You know. I promise you.
That's funny. I ain't gonna stalk her. I ain't know that dudes really be stalking women. Not like stalking women, like, you know, creepy, but I mean like really looking at their Instagram and social media pages.
Side business with Domino where we do that for people.
I did not. I'm for real.
I'm damn.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that. But I did not know like
it's
that.
only because I learned in class. It's like digital marketing stuff I learned. I applied it to niggotry.
I love that niggotry.
The nigga net. You know the nigga net?
Yeah, we talked about the nigga net. So that's I'm like, I didn't know that men really do that. Like they really be like,
natural for anyone. That's not a male or female thing.
Yeah.
But now as a man, you feel bad when you do it.
Not you feel bad.
Do you feel like a?
I think I feel bad sometimes.
No, it's a little bit different.
You
feel like you a bitch though.
You be out here stalking.
Listen,
you be like, man, what am I?
Nah, I don't be out here stalking. I used to be out here looking like, who are you? No, actually, I don't. That's what really gets me in trouble. And girl, no, I don't be looking at nobody. And then all of a sudden, it comes flying back.
You gotta let it go.
But so he had the baby.
Yes, and that was my exit door, and I took it. And the reality was I wasn't even well for myself, so I went well to get into another relationship, and that was that time that I really needed to see that. I really needed to see that about myself, and I just feel like sometimes we don't take the time to like fully see ourselves.
Yes,
to know what it is that we need.
Yeah,
you know, because again,
I got a question. I'm sorry. This is fascinating. Not fascinating in a bad way. Like,
yes.
I don't want you if you feel any.
None at all.
So she does.
Did he try to stay? Like, yo,
yes.
my bad.
Absolutely.
Okay, so was he didn't. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Did he not understand where your journey was? Like, yo, I messed up. You maybe need to go on your own journey.
It was more so like, I don't want you to leave. I messed up. And you know, it was kind of like it's that push and pull because I'm comfortable with this person. When I tell you this was like he treated me so well.
Like the pillow talk is everything.
At some point when it was over, or
I had to tell you when he did reach out to me later. What
happened? I don't know,
baby. Yeah. So maybe like 2 years after the situation
that happened,
he Googled me. He found out you had a book out. He bought the book, read the book. He bought your book. He bought the book, read the book, and knew it was about him, and reached out to me.
He bought your book.
Look.
Yep. He knew it was about him.
Go ahead and plug your book real quick.
Listen.
Okay. Go ahead and plug your book real quick.
Yes.
Because she got a book. She got another one too.
It's called From Destruction to Freedom.
Oh my God.
It's on Amazon. From Destruction to Freedom by Candace Graves on Amazon.
It's a good book too. I read it.
Go cop that. But yeah, he hit me up 2 years later. Hold on, listen to what he said, because this is the killer part. He Googled me, found out I wrote a book, got the book, read the book, then hit me up. He was trying to meet up for lunch, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. But I was very nice because it wasn't no hard feelings.
Yeah.
This man said to me, basically, well, he was glad it happened because without him, I wouldn't have had a story. All I could do is smile because the reality was,
thank you.
I didn't have anything. There's literally no hate in me towards this man.
I would have just said, thank you, you're right. And thank you for buying my book.
Did you just say this on the phone?
Thank you for buying my book.
On the phone. Yeah, because I've had the same number since 10th grade high school. So my number has never changed.
Facts, mine ain't either.
It was just like, I was flabbergasted. But also, again, wasn't offended because I knew that was God. I knew that was God really showing me, hey, I'm real and I'm in your life and I want you. So,
thank you for buying my book. Yes, some parts were about you. Clearly. I'm happy that you recognized it. Thank you so much for your support. Please send it to your friends.
Yes, that was just an interesting phone call.
That would have been my response.
It was just an interesting phone call.
I appreciate your support.
You were so kind because I just been like, man, what about that baby though?
I should have said, how your baby doing? How that little baby doing? How your baby doing? But I did tell him.
How that little baby doing?
I said,
first kid?
No, second kid. Okay. I had said to him, I'm gonna be honest. I will hate your baby because of how this baby
came about.
I don't want. We can't be together because I wouldn't be able to get over that. That's why I feel like that situation had to happen because I probably wouldn't have left.
I need a book because you know my story.
I wouldn't have left.
my son has a little sister who's the same age as him. So, yeah.
Baby, I didn't know that tea.
Yep.
Until this moment right now.
You did know that.
What?
You knew that Mark has a little sister that's the same age as him.
This was forgotten tea.
I mean, I know about it.
This was forgotten.
Everybody knows that Mark has a little sister who's 3 months younger than him.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, I didn't.
And we was together.
My Lord.
Mm-hmm. So yes, the reason why I even mentioned that, because it would be very difficult to love on a baby that came out of a relationship that you were in exclusively. Not you doing your thing and he doing his thing. Exclusively.
I was very faithful as well. I was very faithful.
I'm gonna do a whole thing, Brian.
Brian's prayer.
You gonna see me with a little candle, please, Brian.
Listen, we can call him Brian.
They not be doing wrong. I don't know what you doing.
Don't get hurt like this.
Please, God, don't put no baby on me. She wanna leave. Just
let her leave, Lord. Let her leave.
For real. So, okay. No, that brings up a lot, though.
Girl.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this information. Because, you know, like, we talk about celibacy, or I've spoken about celibacy with family. Well, y'all know she's my cousin. But, like, with friends and things like that, the group of girlfriends that I have. And so we've discussed it, and some of them have committed to a life of celibacy. Some of them have committed to I guess you would say your temporary celibacy until you're married.
Because, baby, this is my last year. You hear me? 2025.
You better speak it.
Last year.
You better speak it. You better speak it.
That part.
And so, you know, temporary celibacy, or and then when I say temporary celibacy, I know you're waiting for marriage, but it's other friends that I have that necessarily aren't waiting for marriage. Like, if it's a for real committed engagement relationship, then of course, you know, conversations are always conversations. Yeah. But like, you know, it's just different people and different things. So that's why this topic is very important and endearing, because I'm like, the girls are out there doing it, but we ain't talking about it. Like, we talking about, we discuss, like, well, how do we do this, and what are we supposed to do, and how does it work? Because honestly speaking, like you said, with celibacy, you got to get rid of people. Yes. You got to, like, not be tempted. Yeah. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just...
I even get.
Do you sit in the house?
Like, I be outside. I ain't even gonna lie. I be outside. So one thing that was really important for me, because I did not love myself. That's just a true statement. First of all, I had to get to know myself, and I grew to love myself. Grew to love the person that I became. So it really impacted my self-esteem in such healthy ways. Yeah. So baby, I got to a point where you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I had to enjoy being around me.
So tell me more about that. Like, okay, so when you stated before, when you were not celibate and you were having sex, so you weren't necessarily happy just to be around you, just enjoying your own company?
I really struggled with low self-esteem. And I needed validation from the person I was in a relationship with. Okay. Yeah. And so being someone that always need validation from somebody else, that's giving that person so much power. What if that person was like not validating at all? Yeah. You know, that everything that wasn't validating impacted me negatively.
I used to have and not to cut you off, but that is so true about having a person who's not validating. I used to have an ex-boyfriend who literally used to tell me out of his mouth, he used to say, well, I don't feel like I should tell you you're pretty because other people say that you're pretty. And I'm like, it literally holds more weight when you like, it don't hold any weight when other people say it, girl. So again, that goes back to your validating, like looking for outside validation from people who can't give it to you.
And validation is great in a relationship, but you have to be at a certain point. You have to be able to validate yourself and be secure within yourself before going into a relationship, because then you have a healthier lens. You don't become like so dependent on this person to give you every single thing that you need, because you're not going to get 100% of what you need out of their relationship. Baby, come with something. You know, it's not be this perfect person, but there are a lot of us who literally, there are things with our self-esteem that are just not there, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
They just not there. And so I really had to recognize that and work on me. And when I tell you it took every bit of these 8 years
to work on you,
every bit
so
of
that's
these
the
8
other
years.
thing though. Like I'm so happy that you've worked on yourself and you have became, you know, you have built up your self-worth. You have you are that girl. Go don't do that. Don't do that. We don't do no, you are that girl. Seriously. Real talk. So I'm happy that like that celibacy journey has, you know, build your self-worth, build your self-esteem, saw you nakedly for who you are, and helped you love inside out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's really good. But do you think a person can be able to do that even if they're not practicing celibacy?
I think that sex is always going to cloud your judgment. Yes, I definitely think people can go to therapy. People can do things to pour into themselves and pursue wholeness, even if they're having sex, 100%. But when it comes to decisions in relationships,
that's where
this is clouded. I'm telling you, it's clouded.
It is. It gets very clouded. It gets clouded.
The water get murky.
It gets clouded in relationships when y'all start having sex, because here's the thing though, you be thinking like, well, we already did it.
Question again.
Go ahead.
Was that the last individual that you?
Yes.
So you started celibacy thing after him.
November 28th, we broke up.
Damn. Oh, Brian's prayer.
It was in November, but yeah, November 28th.
We gonna insert Daryl Brian's prayer.
Whole TikTok on yours,
like,
in the background, like, and have your
listen,
please don't let nothing connected to me. You don't have to write no book on me. Don't have to write no babies on me.
We gonna do a Brian's prayer.
Yes. That was the. I don't even want him to know that. I don't want him to have the satisfaction to know that he's the last person. But yeah, I mean, that was the last person I slept with.
For real. So okay. Yeah. So I like that. Okay.
But let me say this.
Go ahead.
There has also, during this healing process, when I tell you there's been like, how can I describe this? A detoxing that has happened.
I was gonna ask you about that detoxing, because when you get detox from dick, it's different.
Oh my God.
It is.
Truth. I've had sex with more than one person, and you know how like
allegedly
allegedly. I'm a virgin.
That's allegedly too.
You know how like you can think back to a specific day, a specific way he touched you. When I tell you,
you can't have those memories. You don't have any of those memories.
No.
So that's what you can, like, okay. So you can detox 2 different ways, right? So y'all know I'm a geek. Scientifically, for a woman, like, we have our cycle. Mm-hmm. So that's a detox in itself when you have your cycle. Like that's shedding. It's all the blood is gone. So that's a detox in itself. So that's I don't know. Maybe I don't know how y'all would detox. Maybe drink water. Lots of water.
Yeah, so literally when it's like God cleansed my palate.
Okay.
So my taste buds is different. I don't remember like specific accounts, and I'm a very visual person.
You put in detox for women. Like women, it pops up with women things.
Yeah. Y'all don't have a detox?
No detox.
Drink water. Drink water.
But I think that's important, because honestly, when I go into another relationship, it's not gonna be me carrying that sensation of that old man and how he touched me, or
how he used to do it.
So that's my concern about women going into relationships, thinking about how Tom did it. And
that's what I was just about to bring it though. That's what I was about to talk about for real, because sometimes those lingering encounters. So those lingering encounters, and then you, like you said, you with Joe, and we just finished Brian 2 months ago, and then Joe do it differently than Brian. Brian do this one thing that Joe don't do,
and baby, that's all you searching for,
and you still searching for that Brian thing. But Joe a good dude, he real good. Joe want to marry you.
But you can't let go
of that thing that Brian did.
Sounds like a detox is me.
You can't let go of that thing that Brian did.
Sounds like a soul tie is still present.
And then, but Joe want to marry you.
Sounds like it's some residue.
Yeah. So here's the other thing. So what did you suggest? Like, do you detox from Joe? Because Joe is here. He's ready for you. And Brian just does that one little thing that
That's why I feel like it's important to.
It's a lot of things.
Have that time of isolation, not isolation, but like that time of not being in a relationship to truly heal from whatever you just came out of is extremely important. I feel like we're so used to like being
popping.
Yeah, we literally will hop from relationship to relationship when the reality is, are you healed from 2 relationships ago?
That's another thing that I think that a lot of people, because I struggle with this too. Like, this is the longest I've ever been single in my entire life, which is different for me. Because I am a relationship girly. I'm not a dating girly, whatever they say, like serial dater. I'm a relationship girly. So, yeah. So you do feel like you want to jump into something else because you're so used to having something else.
Yeah, and it puts you in a position. So, for instance, I was kind of like going out with this guy. Girl, there's so many definitions to dating. I'm not even gonna say we were dating. We went out a few times.
How many times? Like 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay.
He really was interested in me. But I knew that I didn't like him like that. So I had a decision.
What is this?
Girl, stop it. He might see this. Excuse her. She ain't say no name. So.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, it was Craig. It was Craig. Nah.
I was.
She was just saying
what's on the poetic justice.
You know. Yeah. I knew it wasn't the future. I could have entertained him. Because that's what a lot of us do. And I'm saying men and women. I could have entertained him and wasted his time knowing that he wanted something serious from me. But who I am now, I couldn't do that.
And that's another thing that I'm happy that you brought that up, because it is guys that will try to, I don't want to say I guess I could persuade you into a relationship when I think deep down inside they know you don't want them either. But they try to be like win you over, so they can say like, oh, she wasn't feeling me, but like I won her over. Yeah. And then you end up
you caving because you bored. You caving because you're not really dating or talking to anyone. I mean, people cave for multiple reasons. Yeah. So that's not the only reason, but the reality is it's going to end, and it's going to end in disaster. Because you knew you shouldn't have been in that in the first place, but we want to kill time.
So here's the other thing. This popped up to my head. Sometimes it is relationships that we have that we didn't know that we needed, and then sometimes we don't know that we need them. So we like, oh, at first I didn't like him, or at first they wasn't my type. Just Posted was talking about this too. Like at first he wasn't my type, and then I got to know him. I'm like, I'm happy that me and you really connected. Yeah, so it can be that as well. So what would be like the difference?
So it really just depends, because I've connected with a guy who like we just became really genuine friends. Yeah, outside of the dynamic, like. Quickly realized, hey, we're not dating each other as a no, but like you super dope, I'm super dope. You know what I'm saying? So stuff comes out of it organically, 100%. And I think because many of us have this toxic cycle of a certain type. Not everybody's type is toxic, but a toxic cycle of a certain type. This new person is not that, and you don't recognize them as being your type as well. So you also have to look like. Is the way I'm looking at this relationship healthy anyway?
Yeah, that's true. Because they're not part of your type. But then sometimes, okay, so that's true. I get that. Because sometimes you do need to date outside your type.
Some of us like so cast type to, and that don't even be our.
It don't be good for us. But then my toxic side, y'all know I'm working on this. If I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played by my type. You know what, girl? Because I'm just being no, y'all know. If I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played by my type, because sometimes you be letting your non-type, like, okay, let's just.
That's because you be playing in their face first, and then when they realize it, they like,
Sometimes you don't be playing in their face, but sometimes you're non-type.
She's right.
Sometimes
and now you offended because he like.
Okay.
Sometimes you're non-type. Sometimes your non-type be like, yeah, I just thought I wanted to get you, and now, and then when they get to know you, they be like, never mind. If I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played.
Let me tell you something, y'all. We not getting played in this season, all right?
We not getting played in this season. This is why we're having this conversation. But I mean, we're just talking candidly, because that's what we have to do. This is my whole cousin, so I'm gonna talk to, like, for real.
We always talking stuff.
So, yes, you don't ever think about that, because sometimes you have people, like, I'm just gonna use an example. Like one dude, like, talking, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm not sure.
He done wore you down, huh?
He done wore me down. I was like, okay, well, fine.
See, you wasn't even supposed to. You ain't even like him.
I didn't.
He just grew on you.
He did.
Like a mole.
Yes. I did not like this man.
That's why it didn't work out.
Maybe he knew maybe you're right. Maybe he knew I didn't like him. But I did not like this man. And then he gonna say something. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yep, I should have just left you right there.
Mm-hmm, you should have.
Right there. And then I get Merry Christmas text.
Man, not a Merry Christmas text.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes you just have to have the spirit of discernment.
Yes.
To know, like, is this a good pick, or is this a good risk? That's probably what I should probably say. Is this a good risk, rather than like me and you both did, should just left him at the door. So yeah, so that's another thing. But celibacy, you said, brings that clarity as well.
Yes, it absolutely does. It does. And honestly, even it shifted the type of man who even approaches me as well.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, because I live my life out loud. So the fact that I'm celibate, it's not a secret. Yeah. You can go to any social media platform I have and, like, clearly see that. Mm-hmm. And so if a man, usually they look at your profile, so they know.
They looking at you.
That's them making a decision. I mean, because you can see this has been going on for years. Because I get people lie. Women, we lie. And we'll say that, but they'll see a pattern that this has been going on for years. Like, oh, she's for real. So if they're not even on the same, with the same mindset, do I even want to waste my time? Right, absolutely.
It's nothing wrong for you to swipe left. Swipe left. It's nothing wrong for you to leave me at the door.
Yes,
because I'm okay.
But there are those men, those few, who will still, like, get in my inbox like,
you sure?
Okay, yeah, like. Exactly.
They say that, like, no,
it's all good if you lie.
Yeah. They be like, you sure? Like, you ain't had no slip ups?
But you know what? That hasn't happened to me in so.
Wait a minute, have you had any slip ups?
No. So
like any temptations?
Oh, temptations all the time. Like when I get my husband, baby, the carriage is hot. That man better be prepared. Hot.
Hey, don't do him like the
hot.
She was like, man,
this is too much. This is too much.
Okay, 3 times a day is wild.
That is a lot.
She told you though.
She made a song.
She made multiple songs.
She made a song. She made songs.
But no,
dude, when he was like, I sell dope, and he was like, he got caught selling dope. Like, I told you.
I made it clear. It was crystal clear. But yeah, nothing.
He definitely does.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
It ain't sex when it is.
Head is sex.
It is. It is.
But no head.
No head.
First of all, I need y'all not to be talking like this in my.
Oh, sorry.
And it's fine. It's fine. It's just that men usually talk about this in my basement. And y'all was so flavorful. Like, I'm not just sitting over here. I wouldn't do that to y'all. Okay? If it was me and my boys wouldn't be like, you get some head, dog.
None. It's giving drought over here, you know? It's giving drought.
I apologize.
Oh my gosh. But honestly, this is literally the happiest I've ever been. And I know going into my next relationship, this man is finna get a healthy woman.
A healthy
he's finna get.
Wait a minute though, cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing.
Yes.
You know that you can't work on every part of yourself unless you're in a relationship.
Absolutely. The parts I needed to work on as an individual
singularly
are the things that I worked on, because those were the things that kept me in a place where I was attracted to toxic people, essentially. So yes, I'm definitely not perfect, but baby.
So did he ever showcase any other toxic traits?
Oh yeah, he you know, looking back on it, he's definitely a gaslighter. He's definitely manipulative in that way, emotionally.
Because of me.
Yeah.
So what is that? How much can you get?
What this other shit he said.
Yeah, he said some very crazy things, but because my self-esteem wasn't where it needed to be, like, I believe those things.
So here's the other thing. So do you really feel like he was a good dude?
So that he treated me the best out of all of the relationships I've been in.
So that's okay.
So compared to
the ones that you've had, he was the best.
Yes.
So basically, all of them were kind of trash.
Yeah, that's but you don't realize that when you don't realize that.
And
so hindsight is like, dang, what was I thinking?
You don't realize that when you started to heal, and then when you started to, because one thing I've learned is that. This is not a feminist podcast, but some men are not actually mean. Like, you know,
they tell you the truth.
They tell you the truth, and then like women, some women. True enough.
I know what you mean.
Some women haters, or some women podcasts like men, but they're not actually mean though. Like, I'm coming from somebody who has 4 brothers, and
you do have a lot of brothers.
I do. I have 4 brothers. They're not really mean. They can be annoying, but I have brothers. I'm taking from a sister. They can be annoying, but they're not necessarily mean and downgrading.
Yeah, so I knew from the beginning marriage wasn't on the table, because that's one thing I liked about our relationship. It was honest dialogue, or what I perceived as honest dialogue at that time. And so I knew that from the beginning. You know, so it was my decision to move forward in that dynamic. So I wasn't mad about that, because it just felt so honest and authentic. Obviously skewed perspective, because if he had a baby, you know, he could have had multiple babies. I don't know. But in that moment, that's what I needed to see.
I want to know if he has other children.
I mean,
outside of that one.
He could now.
You're right, he could have.
I don't Google that man.
But he Google you. Google me, baby. See? But he Google you. So, okay.
Because I changed his life. And he's never going to forget me.
Clearly.
That part.
So, okay. So, that's what we talk about with celibacy, and how it does clear up your conscience, and it clears up your discernment.
Yes.
So, okay. So, switching gears a little bit, right? So, in South Korea, they're doing like this 4B movement. The women are. And basically, they're doing no sex, no marriage, no dating with men and everything. And the reason why they're doing this, because they're basically protesting until they get more respect from men. So, with your celibacy journey, this has nothing to do with you demanding more respect or a hate for men. It just seriously has everything to do with you internally.
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of times people may think
the
like
that plays Lystrata.
Yeah,
is the one that's the one about the war.
The play, Shakespeare play.
No, it's actually Greek.
Okay,
I've heard of that.
I've heard it. Yeah, so that's what they're doing to protest about, like, you know, to get treated better by men. And sometimes men may see this. Some men, I want to be clear, some men and some women may see this like, oh, well, she's celibate because she didn't have her heart broken too many times, or she hate men, so she just not gonna do this at all. And so, what do you want to speak to the people? Because that's a commentary that they may put out there and play.
The reality is, if I there's like literally no hate in my body for that man, and I had to do this for me, you know, coming from the low place that I was in. And I also believe in like submission. I know this is not this
is not a podcast, so we can do submission. We can talk about that. This is not a feminist podcast, so
I believe in, you know, submission in the context of marriage
yes,
as well.
I do as well.
Yeah. So people, they have all this different rhetoric that they want to spew, but the reality is there is so much interpersonal benefits from celibacy. Not like, don't be trying to use it as a weapon in your relationship, or in your marriage. Like, I ain't about that, because I believe like your body is his body, his body is your body.
If y'all in the marriage, because it's not yours, it's not his. Y'all collectively together.
Yes.
So it's a together thing.
But culturally, it's some dynamics in that culture where like they don't respect women.
Exactly.
And that isn't my experience, so I can't really speak to that per se, because I don't know how I would respond if I like grew up in that type of society.
For sure.
I feel definitely heartbroken for them.
If I grew up in that type of society, I think that's a different type of dynamic, where it's a more how can I say, strict rules that you must follow, or else you know, like, or else you will get beat, like literally, or else something, you know, terrible will happen to you. So you're right. It could be different, and that's probably why they're choosing to be this way.
Because baby, I'm grateful I'm here.
For sure,
I'm grateful.
So this is celibacy, y'all. Like, I just wanted to know, like, I mean, you know, the people need to know this. The women need to know this. Celibacy
let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I know a lot of women think that men are not waiting as well. As a licensed therapist, there are so many men who come to therapy working on themselves and who are actually waiting.
So tell me more about the men who are waiting.
I wasn't going to correct, but I wanted to hear like men.
Yeah.
You don't see it, because how I talk about it so publicly, mostly is women who talk about it publicly.
And you right,
men don't.
You can't. That's that whole stigma. Well, men can't talk about it. Go ahead.
That's because at least now it's kind of muddy, because you got those incels, what they call them, involuntarily celibate. So it's kind of hard for someone that's generally spiritually going through celibacy saying it, because they be like, oh, are you an incel? Are you one of the people like, oh, because women ain't doing right, I'm just going to take myself out of. So that's I think, at least within the last 3 or 5 years, I would say that.
So you're right. You do have involuntarily celibacy, where you haven't found, like, you don't know who. Okay.
Yes, but yes, there are men who are in therapy, who are working on themselves, and who want marriage, but like they want a healthy marriage. And they understand the reality that this clouds my judgment to be able to pick somebody who could be my person. And so I think that's such a beautiful thing when they sitting in front of me talking about that. That's encouraging. So I just wanted to share that with women. Like, it's not just women.
I was about to ask that. I got another question too.
These are adult men. I would say 20. I would say 21. Probably the oldest one I see is probably like 50. He could be 23, 24. But he's right up in there.
Okay, I'm thinking like somebody in college. I'm like, can you make that decision?
That's how I was like, I don't know.
He's not in college. Okay. So he's not in college.
That's like, that's like getting married. The same way like getting married. Yeah, like, at 21 to me. Like, you make a decision at 21 to be like,
at 21, don't get married.
Yeah.
I'm telling you from experience.
So yeah, people just they're wanting different. They're wanting healthier, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, men doing celibacy, which is good. So how do you feel about that? Because I'm gonna be honest, some of the women they probably don't want. They can be celibate, but they probably, you know, sometimes.
Men has been celibate.
Exactly. I couldn't really get it out.
That's not so. Truthfully, that's not necessarily like a deal breaker, but I feel like, let's say hypothetically, the person I end up with was in a relationship before me, and they, had sex out, or whatever. Yeah. And this person is dating me now, and we're equally yoked. Like, he knows my journey and all of that. Absolutely, he better be waiting as I am waiting.
But he had been celibate for a period of time before you. I'm saying. I
honestly would think the man would be
okay,
just naturally, because.
Well, what if he loves you enough? Like, I'm going to be celibate with you as we go on this journey. Is that a different thing, or is he already been celibate for a while before?
I don't have necessarily a prerequisite.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, there's not necessarily a
2 years before you get.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm asking.
Nah, he doesn't have to match my 8-year energy. Like,
okay.
But he has to be celibate though.
Coming into a relationship where we're both on the same page, he would naturally be celibate during that time.
Because you're celibate, right? Because you're celibate, but like, okay.
I can't speak to what he did in his relationship before me.
Because I'm just thinking because I'm just asking. You know what I'm about to say. It's about to be nice.
It's good for you. Don't mean it's good for me.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, you're right. Like, you're celibate and y'all decide to, work this out. So, of course, naturally, he's going to be celibate if, he decides to move forward.
Absolutely.
But my question is that, let me see how my phrase is.
A real life relationship that went like that. Like a celebrity.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shanice and Flex. Shanice made Flex be celibate while they were dating.
Oh, yeah. They worked out because they've been together for a while.
But they now, on the flip side, I think they only dated for like 9 months to a year before they got married.
That's not really bad.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. It wasn't like, it wasn't like 3 or 4 years he's sitting out here.
I was just about to say. And what's his name? Devin or Divine?
Yeah, but that went.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's a horrible idea. Yeah. That's a horrible idea.
Yes, that's
You're right. You're right.
But okay.
Yeah, the Flex Chinese. Let's go with that.
Yes.
So here's my thing with celibacy and men. Okay. So of course he's gonna do it because it's y'all. I guess I just be thinking to myself, like, can he? And I'm not saying he needs a hall pass because once y'all right, I'm not saying that either. But what I'm saying is that, like, before you and he wasn't practicing celibacy.
I can't speak to anything that happened before me, but when somebody decides that they want to pursue me, that comes with a clear understanding
that is celibate.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's true. And going back to what that actually made a lot of sense. But I actually had a thought that you brought up that they didn't date long. They were 9 months and married. So it's this person. I forget her name. She's a preacher. Jackie Hill Perry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she stated she can always tell couples that have been dating that are having sex in their relationship because they've dated longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're still together. Because if it ain't no sex, then you ain't got no rush.
I think that's valid, but also I'm a 37-year-old woman. I desire marriage. So for me, it's not just like, oh my gosh, I need to get married because I want to have sex. Like, I genuinely want to get married. I genuinely want to have
because you genuinely want the partnership.
You genuinely want but I definitely understand that because people will marry because of sex.
Yes. And they will marry because of sex. Absolutely. So that's why I just wanted to bring that up too, because sometimes people would marry because of sex. And she kind of I was like, oh yeah, when you think about it, and if somebody's been together for a long period of time, oh yeah, they're definitely not practicing celibacy.
And honestly, so I have never been in a 2-year relationship and we hadn't had sex, because again,
I've never been in a 2-year relationship where we never had sex.
To me, that's crazy. Like, how are you doing that?
Like, what do we do?
Okay. I mean, but
playing video games.
That part.
Going to the gym.
Yeah, but to each his own. And I think even if you are a couple that's saying like, that ain't my thing, we not doing it, I feel like if you all are planning to get married during the pre-counseling stage, y'all should stop having sex.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand you. So when y'all are together and you are engaged and it's pre-counseling, they should stop having sex. I I agree with you on that. Because you want to be clear going into the huge marriage
decision,
and you want to be sure that this is your covenant that you are making with you, him, and God. So you do want to be clear. Like you said, you want to detox.
Yes.
So I can agree with you on that.
Yes. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
I can agree with you on that. So celibacy, y'all. We gonna talk more about celibacy, but thank you, cousin, for coming on, because this is like a for real topic. It is coming up. It is speeding up. A lot of people are discussing it. A lot of people are choosing the celibacy life, men and women, apparently. So I ain't know about so much about men, but I can see it though. Like I can see it. Yeah. So. Yep, we here.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to Womanology, where we read a notebook. You can find us at Womanology_podcast. You gonna say your name?
Shoot, yes. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I said my name.
I'll have it up on you.
Okay. Well, I'm Candace anyway.
So they can find you.
Yes, on Instagram.
And look at your travels.
Yes, I'm always going somewhere outside.
Plug
Yes, From Destruction to Freedom by Candace Graves. It is on Amazon. From Destruction to Freedom. Cop that.
Don't forget Brian's prayer.
We gonna come up with that TikTok.
We're gonna post the prayer.
We gonna post a Brian's prayer. Don't let it be that bad.
Yeah. Please don't get me back like that.
All right, y'all. Bye.